friends, I am going to be working on a deck challenge that I found on Instagram, and it was to help me connect with a deck. So I'll be using Tarot of the Strange Branches for this. I've spoken about this deck before. It's in French, and the guidebook is as well. But it's written in such a great way. I really enjoy working with this deck. And you know, I don't mind at all spending a little time or extra time with translation. So I have my deck nice and shuffled. And what I wanted to do was, here's my journal. So what I did was, right over here, I have the questions. And today I am going to be doing question 9 and 10. What is your favorite card and your least favorite card? And then what I'm going to do is pull 2 cards and then kind of go from there. So this, just to clarify, this is my favorite card and then my least favorite card, because the follow-up questions will be the deck's favorite card and the deck's least favorite card, which is kind of cool. So I'll put that aside, my book as well, and here we go. I had missed a day, so I decided to just do the 2 cards together. So what I'm going to do is cut the deck and then pull a card from the top for favorite and the bottom for least favorite. I like the way that this deck cuts. It's like a nice clean cut. Okay, so favorite, 10 of Swords. Least favorite, oh, Knight of Swords. Okay, so these are very interesting card pulls. So what I like to do is sit with the message and read the guidebook to see what the creator had in mind with these cards. So if we go 10 of Swords, this is sorted by number 10. Okay, so here is 10 of Swords. And then I'll see how I can do this on camera. But what I like to do is I'll grab my phone and I hover with the phone. Ooh, this is hard. Okay, let me see. I can do it like this. Okay, hover. And then the yellow marks come and I'll press that button. Now I have a shot of the words, and now I'm going to hit translate. And there you have it. Now I have the translation. So what I will do is screenshot this so that I can refer to it. And then I will do the same thing for the court card. So that was Cavalier of Swords. Cavalier would be the Knight. So it's interesting that favorite and least favorite are both in the same suit of air. Let me see if I can do this again. There we are.
Okay, so I went ahead and sped up this part of the video, but generally what I like to do is write down the question that I'm going to be answering, because with tarot it's really important to make sure that you are focusing on the question, and when you pull the card, to make sure that you're answering the question that you are starting out with. So I like to write down the questions. This is a good time for me to reflect on what the guidebook has to say. This particular guidebook is written really, really well. I wish I could get my hands on this one in English, but again, I don't mind taking the time to translate from French to English because I enjoy it so much. But I like to read and I like to reflect, and I also like to look at the artwork to see if there is anything that kind of gets my attention. So in today's card pull, I had two cards from the suit of air, which I thought was really interesting for me. I have a Gemini rising moon, so that's particularly interesting. And I recently pulled that 10 of swords. So I've been thinking about this card quite a bit, and I definitely had some things to say. I like to take time to look at the art, and if you see, this card has a rose. The petals are in the midst of falling off, but they're kind of frozen in place. And I feel like that is what the 10 of swords feels like. It feels like something has come to an end, and you spend all this time thinking and rethinking about everything that has happened, and you can't really let it go, but you can't really move forward. And so in essence, you're kind of frozen in time, right? That analysis paralysis, some people call it. So I was taking a note of that, the fact that in the 10, everything is kind of frozen in place, but with the Knight of Swords, everything was being stirred up, right? Maybe not petals, but as he is moving that sword swiftly, there is a lot of movement in the air. So quite the opposite of what was happening in the 10 of swords. So I wanted to make sure to take that into consideration into my reading and my journaling.
Now, once I've had time to sit with the cards and read over the message from the guidebook, I will kind of start journaling, and I go with the first thing that comes to my mind. It doesn't need to be perfect. Everything doesn't need to be spelled properly. There can be mistakes. This is for me to kind of free flow. And I find that when I just kind of let go and let my thoughts take over, that's when I pour out the most, and when I usually get the deepest insight into my reading. So that's a little bit about how I approach number one, the deck challenge, but also interpreting cards for the questions that I have in mind. So I just wanted to take a few moments to take you with me on this journaling, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.